Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 35 of the CoinOp Cowboys. We are the greatest entertainment. Hold on. We are the greatest entertainment in the world, guaranteed, or Chris will squint you down until you accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior.
That's right.
I'm going to fire my writer. Now we start every episode with a question to fizzle your tizzle for shizzle and get my fellow cowboys ready to bring out their inner jigizzle. I'm going to introduce each cowboy in turn. They'll say hello and answer a question. They're going to be going in the perfect order, and I can't stress that enough. It's the most perfect order ever. So, before we ask, I want to remind you all to like, subscribe, follow, and leave a comment answering along with the boys. We'll pick our favorite answer. And you'll get a prize TBD. So, also a reminder, you can send us an email at coinopcowboyspod@gmail.com. We love reading and reacting to your feedback. So say hi. Let us know if you like the show. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. So, question: there are 30 cows and 28 chickens. How many didn't? Again, there are 30 cows and 28 chickens. How many didn't? And going first in the perfect order for this episode, Ryan.
Hey, fuck you! I knew you were going to say that because you got this question that made no sense. But anyway, hello, CoinOpians. It's your favorite cowboy, Ryan. Back and better than ever. Going true to form. Back to my roots. When it's my time to shine. But anyway, Angel asked a question that makes no sense. 30 cows, 28 chickens. How many didn't?
How many didn't?
All of them.
Very good. Okay, thank you, Ryan, for your answer. Next up in the perfect order, Chris.
What up, CoinOpians? You're in for a very, very special CoinOp Cowboys episode. We got some exciting things coming up. We got the Super Bowl coming up this weekend. We got some lively stuff. I hear some of the topics are going to be going down tonight. We've been talking smack to each other all day, so I think it's getting us all riled up. We should be for a good one. So now, see, Angel, the problem is I'm not sure if you want me to go right now because I happen to know the answer to this.
You happen to know the answer.
I do happen to know.
Okay. Well, if you know the answer, let's hear it.
Yeah. So
just give me the answer.
I'm gonna say 6.
6. Very good. Thank you, Chris.
Yep.
Next up in the perfect order.
Pause.
Why?
Christopher?
Yes.
What's happening this weekend?
The Super Bowl?
The Super Bowl. There was a fan.
Not yet, Ryan. Not yet. We have time.
You cannot read that email. Cannot read an email.
Can I go?
But we have time set aside for that.
Am I allowed to talk?
No.
Fuck you.
Don't worry, Ryan. I got time set aside for that.
Fine.
Next up, Steven.
Howdy ho, city slickers, titty lickers, and clit flickers. It's the one and only Cowboy Steezy, back again to bring you what you only get from me, and that's grade A genuine leather. That's a metaphor, Angel, because you know what? I keep it real. Happy to have you along again on this bumpy journey down old country road. Saddle up, sip your whiskey, smoke your Marlboros. It's high noon, baby. Angel's question's stupid, and I ain't answering it because it's stupid. Fuck that question, Angel. Get better.
I'll ask the question again. There are 30
don't give a fuck.
20
Don't care.
How
Don't
many-
care. Do not care.
Why are
about
you
this question.
always sick? Why are you always sick?
Either I don't know. I'm going to the doctor about it, but either like I have like just black mold all over my house where I don't know what it is, or I just have a kid in daycare who just gives me everything, or I'm dying. One or the other.
I went to the doctor yesterday.
I have a good story about the doctor today. Some crazy shit happened at the doctor.
I filed a complaint.
I filed a complaint today.
Did you?
With your doctor? Was it the same doctor?
No, I don't want to spoil the story.
Dr. Love. Oh, your dog knows. Your dog knows you're lying.
Oh, stupid dog. No, okay. All right. I can get into the story now, or we could wait, and should I just do it?
You should.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
So anyways, here we go. Real simply, I went to the doctor today. I had scheduled just a checkup, like whatever. They gave me like a 2-month appointment, right? So like, the next appointment's in a month and a half. So finally comes about, and I'm like, all right, let's go to the doctor, get a checkup, get my labs done, like talk to him about how I'm kind of always sick, see what's going on.
AIDS.
I get there. Yeah, AIDS. I get there. My appointment's at 8:40. I pull in the parking lot. Never been to this place before. It's in Upland. I get there at 8:38. I park, go inside. There's a little bit of a line to check in. Oh, hey, how are you? Here's my card. You're all good to go. Go upstairs, waiting room 3. Boom, good to go. I sit down. Immediately, a nurse comes out. Regular looking nurse, nose ring. Otherwise, pretty okay. She said, oh, follow me, Steven. And I go into the room.
Age?
Probably 30. So I was like, great. Here we go. I take my blood pressure, see how fat I am, all this shit. She pulls me into a room, but it's like a regular doctor room. I'm like, oh, this is weird. Usually they pull me into like the nurse's area, and she like closes the door. And I'm like, okay. She goes, okay, first of all, like, Dr. Martinez is very strict and he's a punctual person. And I know it's your first time here, but since you're late, you're going to have to actually go back out to the waiting room. And maybe if somebody doesn't show up on time, we'll be able to see you today. So you're
It's the soup Nazi of doctors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I switched doctors because my last doctor changed. I got a new doctor. I didn't really like his thing. So I said, oh, I'll look for a new doctor. So they gave me a new doctor in Upland. And like I was a couple minutes late and she like kicks me back out to the waiting room like rudely. And I'm like shocked. I'm like, oh, okay. And so I go back to the waiting room. I'm sitting there. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? It's like I'm a school kid who showed up late to class and she's like fucking slapping me over the wrists. And I'm like, I've never been talked down to like that at a doctor's office. And, anyways, I'm just like, what the fuck? So I go downstairs and I talk to the people at check-in. I'm like, tell them what happened. And they're like, oh my God, that's so unacceptable. I'm so sorry. What's going on? And then they looked at who the doctor was and they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. He's just like, like he's a dick. Like he's an old man. And I was like, I cannot have him as my doctor. I was like, that. And they're like, we're going to call the supervisor here at the facility. It's Kaiser, by the way. Shocking.
Shocker.
Were you there to see Dr. House or what?
I know. And so I
House.
talked to the supervisor of the hospital and I'm like, hey, I'm not comfortable with that doctor. He's like a dick. Like, what kind of care am I going to get from this guy if he's going to like beat me over the fucking wrists for showing up 2 minutes late? They told me, hey, at Kaiser, you have like a 15-minute grace period to show up for your appointment. You're here 2 minutes after. Like, that's unacceptable. So they switched my doctors. I'm going in tomorrow at like 10:50. It's all good. But that was like crazy. I filed a complaint. What was your complaint, Ryan? As good as that?
I'll talk about mine when I find out I'm not dying. But I have a follow-up appointment on Tuesday for some tests.
What?
Oh, well, I mean, I get a lot of respiratory problems. Like, if you notice in the podcast, like, constantly have, like, a hoarse voice or I cough a little bit or whatever. But it never gets, like, super serious. I'm always kind of, like, kind of sick. But not
My
really.
nipple has hurt since October.
Oh, that's...
But does it burn?
What?
It hurts.
What?
Is it
What do you
chafing?
mean your nipple hurt?
No, it hurts. It hurts. If you touch it, it hurts.
Which one?
My right one.
It's tender?
Your right nipple.
Maybe
Yes.
Is it always hard?
No. It hurts more when it gets hard.
Can you cut
Well-
glass?
Well, you're doing... Maybe you have an infected, like, nipple duct or something like
I'm
that.
getting a
It's just-
mammogram and an ultrasound on Tuesday.
Shut up. No, you're not.
Well, I'm very happy that like you're going and they're actually doing something for you. Like the reason I ditched my last doctor was because I went in there. I was like, oh, I'm having these specific set of problems, and he just like, I want to look into it. And he just looked at me. He looked back at his computer and just kept typing and goes, "You're 35. You're fine. Get out of here."
Oh yeah, that's what they always say.
And I'm
That's
like,
pretty much
what the
that's what
fuck? What the
I
fuck?
went-
I was like, I could be having like I want to like get some tests done. Like this is not normal. Like the problems I'm describing to him, and he's like, you're fine. I'm not going to give you a referral because they're just going to tell me why'd you send this guy. And I'm like, the fuck? It's so like I go to
Isn't
like
that how it
private
works?
practice at Kaiser, I guess, but I go to like a private practice, and I'm like, you know what? I'm a cash patient, but like there's something that's been bothering me. I would like to consult with the doctor. I go to that doctor, and they're like, oh, it's good that you came here. Like we need to run some tests, and I'm paying out of pocket for it because Kaiser won't do it.
Wow.
So like I'm switching doctors with Kaiser to try to find somebody who will actually do some stuff. But like, yeah, that's where I'm at with healthcare in America, man. It's a really uneasy feeling that
Yeah.
you have a hurt nipple, or you have like
Yeah.
constant bronchitis, and like the doctor just says, go home, like there's nothing wrong with you.
When I went in November, he said here are some stretches. Do these stretches.
Stretches. That's they tell you that.
And take ibuprofen.
You're like, oh, I'm bleeding from my anus, and they'll be like, oh, well, the problem is you're not doing enough Kegels, and that's why the blood's seeping out of your anus. Maybe if you do more Kegels, blood won't seep out.
Yeah.
Like, well, no, isn't it abnormal that my anus is bleeding? Oh, no, you're fine.
Well, for mine, there's do this, and if it doesn't get better, let me know, and we'll do more tests.
I thought it was muscular.
And then, I mentioned them in the app a week ago, and I said, hey, I've been doing these stretches kind of regularly. It's been a couple months. It's not better. And then you get a generic response saying, we cannot diagnose this over the app.
Yeah.
Make an appointment. So you go and you get in person and you have the same exact conversation. It's like, okay, I'll order a test. Call radiology and set up an appointment. I'm like, why did I take half a day off of work, pay $20 just for this? We had this conversation in the app. You could have just ordered it then.
Yeah.
You have Kaiser?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Kaiser
sense.
bullshit. You have to push them so hard. You have to say, I'm literally fucking dying. I'm dying.
Yeah.
Actually, I got pissed off.
They called me at 8 a.m. today. Say, hey, we have people canceled today. We can schedule a test today at 9.
I'm busy. I fucking work. I'm a normal person. I work.
Yeah, like normal people.
And I was like, yeah, but I have appointments at work. When's the next one? And they said, Tuesday.
I was talking to my mom about this because my mom has that Kaiser lifelong and she doesn't have issues with it. So I call her about my shit. Hey, what do I do? Navigate their bureaucracy and shit. And she's just giving me advice about whatever. She's like, okay, what you need to tell them is everything I've tried is not working, blah, blah, blah. It's like what you said. I need it now. I really need it. I was like, Mom, I'm scared to tell them that shit because they're going to fucking flag me. When I had to get a therapy appointment, when I wanted to go to therapy for some overwhelming stress in my life, they wouldn't take me unless I made it seem like I was really bad, right? So I kind of amped it up, yeah, I'm just so depressed, and or I'm so stressed, I'm so anxious, and they're like, oh wow, are you suicidal? I'm like, no, not really, but if it makes it get me therapy, maybe. And so I went to go get life insurance 2 weekends ago, and I filled out all the paperwork to get life insurance. Dude, I get it kicked back to me today, and agent calls me. He's like, oh, so you're flagged.
Were you suicidal?
He's like, you're flagged as a high risk for suicide and depression. I'm like, what the fuck? I said, why is my private I'm I've never been suicidal. I don't know whoever would say that, but yeah, just look at the meter. But I was like, how does the life insurance company get to figure out my medical history? He's like, oh yeah, they dig into everything. I'm like, great. I was like, no, I'm a suicide risk. I literally never went to therapy for depression and suicide. I went there for anxiety. But whatever. Anyways, fuck healthcare.
I kind of think it's that same thing when they give you the form and it says how many drinks do you have a week and how much do you smoke a week. I feel like the word of advice is just put 0 every time, so
0.
so they don't amp up your insurance, or just pick that as, oh well, your foot's getting ready to fall off. It's obviously because you're an alcoholic,
right? They just always go to that. Oh, you're like, oh, how much do you work out a week? How much exercise? You're like, oh, try to do a couple days, 30 minutes. You're like, oh, that's why. Every problem is because you're not fucking running marathons every day.
Go work on that.
So, hope your nipple gets better, Ryan.
Me too. I think it's just because I have fat boobs.
Well, I mean, it could be a hormone thing too. If you have some sort of estrogen thing.
Well, you got lymph nodes right there, so you probably just have a swollen lymph node or something.
Yeah, you could have a little ingrown hair infection. I don't know. It could be a million things. Do you have any lumps?
There's no lumps.
It's just sensitive.
Have you gotten a second opinion from somebody to check?
I'll check for it.
Well, the doctor massaged my boobs twice.
Hell yeah, dude.
I've had 2 visits, and he put on his little glove and he squeezed.
And then he took his gloves off. The doctor will be in soon.
No lumps were detected.
Dude, if you think your OnlyFans with feet is going to be successful, just wait.
The nipple.
And my blood work came back pretty normal last time, so I think I'm okay.
That's good.
It's fabulous.
Cool. So how are we going to figure out this riddle that Angel had?
Answer your stupid cow chicken
Angel,
riddle.
did you say was that the whole riddle? I feel like it's missing pieces. How does it go?
That was the whole riddle, baby. Right. The whole riddle one more time.
Explain yourself.
There are 30 cows and 28 chickens. How many didn't?
Did you say,
the answer is 2.
No. Did you say
2.
20 8 the number or 8 AT TE?
The answer is 10.
Oh, there was 30 cows and
28.
28
Figured it out.
chickens.
Oh, you clever monster.
How many didn't?
Th-
Yeah,
10.
30
So
cows,
it's 10.
28 chickens. How many didn't?
Yeah,
hate
so
stupid
so-
Oh, that was dumb.
10.
Yeah, I see
That
it.
was the smartest fucking big brain move
That was
I've ever
like
done.
that was like an elementary school warm up.
It's good. It's
It's like
good.
that was the equivalent of when the elementary school teacher puts on the projector. What weighs more, 100 pounds of feathers or 100 pounds of gold bars?
But that's 100 pounds of feathers. Have you seen that YouTube video? I fucking love that YouTube video. But it's feathers.
I'm now upset. You've upset me.
Good.
Good. It's
need you on
It's going to
fire.
make for good entertainment. Oh, he's so mad he's walking away. He's gone.
He's walking sideways. He's going to grab something. Is he grabbing his
I'm going
baby?
to grab myself a tea.
I'm having tea too.
You guys are so gay.
Me 3.
Tea has antioxidants, Angel. It's good for you.
So does wine.
That is correct.
Dumb bitch.
My tea has arrived.
Aha, Starbucks tea.
Oh, so has Steven's tea. Oh, everyone's got tea.
So gay. So fucking gay.
Needed it because needed a little tea and honey and a little
You already sound better.
lozenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, man. Hopefully I get some answers tomorrow. I talked
Hey.
to the supervisor and I was like, well, I really need help picking a doctor. And she's like, well, this is the one I send my kids to. And he's really great. And I'm like, thank
Oh, yeah.
you.
Done.
My doctor didn't even say bye to me when I was there yesterday.
You need to get a new one. Are you?
I kind of went off on him.
I'll talk. Well, I'll let you know over at this Upland office. You're kind of close. Well, do you go to Ontario for your shit, or do you do stuff?
No, I go to Anaheim because it's on my way home.
Yeah. Also, if you talk to the ladies at check-in and you tell them like, "Hey, like I've been having a hard time finding a doctor," like they know the good ones there, and they'll recommend you like who's like the best one here, and they'll tell you. They know.
All right, gentlemen. We're going to now move into the section where, Ryan, I kind of cut you off a little bit earlier, and I apologize for that. I want to make sure that you have the opportunity to say things. As you're all aware, our very own Cowboy Ryan has made very bold predictions about who will be participating in the Super Bowl. We've received many emails denouncing his less than accurate game-winning predictions.
The Nostradamus of football is what they call me.
Less than accurate.
But they've all been wrong.
They've all been wrong.
It's okay.
I do have a bold prediction for the Super Bowl.
What do they say? Fortune favors the bold.
Who you asking?
I'm just saying to Ryan, fortune favors the bold.
This is true. I say it all the time at work. Victory favors the bold.
Really? I thought it was getting it right gives you fortune. I thought that's what we were going for. You know, like being correct.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know.
So
yeah, but I'll go
If it
ahead.
makes you happy.
I did sniff my spices last night before bed. That's how I activate my NFL dreams. That tells me who's going to win the games of the coming weekend. And you know what the spices told me last night, Angel?
Let's hear it.
The winner of this Super Bowl, by unpopular opinion, will be the San Francisco 49ers.
What?
He's doing the reverse psychology
God.
where he says
You're
he's been wrong. He's been wrong every week.
Is that wait, Ryan, is that a red Niners shirt you're wearing under your robe?
That is not.
Wow. All the viewers would love to know that Ryan has suddenly become a huge Niners fan.
All right. Well, you know, Ryan, I have here next that we're supposed to be reading emails, and you told me I can't be reading an email. Is that right?
Well, you see, I do have a bone to pick with our listeners. You know, I love when you guys write in, but I do request that your emails are grammatically correct. Now, you know, the first warning is a 3-month ban.
God.
You're ridiculous.
So if you've been banned, you can write again 3 months. We are now in February, so you may write in at the end of April. You may write in to be read on the air.
Isn't it?
I see. So you know what? We've actually received quite a bit of emails, and none stand out more than our biggest fan, Mike.
Hey,
You've heard
He's
all
been
the
banned.
emails.
Mike.
He's been banned.
3-month ban.
You know, okay, so he's been sent in. He's been keeping the record straight with Ryan acting as quote quality control. And joining us actually as our first CoinOp Cowboy guest, please give a warm round of applause for the quality control guru and self-titled 49er mega fan, Mike.
He's there?
What's up, guys?
How
Number one
dare
fan.
you?
Oh.
Quality.
Mute that son of a bitch! You can't even hear him.
Quality.
Oh, your sound's off.
Quality control here to keep them, controlling, guys. How's it going, Cowboys?
Hey, Mike. How are you doing, sir? It's a little laggy.
I am good.
Where's Donatello?
He's back there somewhere. So I got a couple as quality control. I got a couple bones to pick with a couple of you guys.
Oh, fuck
here we
this
go.
guy. Do we need to bring him on just to kick him off immediately, right? That would be the best part. Just like, hey, welcome to the show, and he's gone. Matt Damon, the motherfucker.
Number one fan.
He's so excited. Go ahead, say your piece.
All I want is a retractment about some predictions. What happened last weekend, Ryan?
Last weekend I went to Six Flags Magic Mountain.
Or 2 weekends ago.
It rained.
Sorry.
It rained. Rained really hard.
2 weekends ago it did rain. There was a very, very
2
important
weekends
game.
ago.
What happened?
2 weekends ago. I know what happened. We played Fortnite with Angel.
I believe a prediction was made that the Lions would be in the Super Bowl and Brock Purdy would play his last game as a 49er. Is that what happened?
One of those might be true. He hasn't played another game yet, has he? A lot of hookers in Vegas right now.
He's the last person banging hookers, let me tell you.
Oh.
So let's hear what your football prediction is this week.
You're already late. We already did it.
I'm sure he would
Angel
love to hear
timed
it
this
again.
poorly.
He would love to hear it again.
But-
Let's hear it again.
The prediction has been made that the San Francisco 49ers win the Super Bowl. I have predicted this.
Okay, that's fine. You can hop on the bandwagon. Like the other cowboy that I've got a bone to pick.
I'm not hopping on any bandwagon. That's what the prediction told me. Now, Steven,
Yes.
how have my predictions gone?
You have lost every prediction, or you have
I've lost
failed.
every prediction.
Yep.
We'll see what happens. now.
Therefore,
This is going to be the first one that you get right.
We'll see. We'll see if I get it right. One can only hope for your sake.
No,
It's going to happen. If not, you will never hear from me again.
is that new clothing apparel you're wearing?
No, this is my George Kittle.
Oh, I could have swore you bought like 3 Super Bowl jerseys or something, didn't you?
I bought 3. One got canceled because the color was a mistake, and they canceled it. So I had to reorder, and they finally shipped, and they should be here just in time. But I do have a Super Bowl logo Fred Warner and a Super Bowl logo Black McCaffrey coming.
so how long were you waiting to get into this? Because we were chatting about the stupidest shit forever. Angel was like kind of pushing. Angel was kind of pushing, and we're like, no, let's keep talking about shit.
We tried to talk about it earlier. Angel's like, oh, I got this coming later. We'll get to this.
Yeah.
I've really only been waiting about 5 minutes. So me and Angel did a test run earlier tonight just to make sure that everything was good. And then he called me when it was about time to bring me on so I could hear it. And then here I am.
So when is the Niners Lounge going to invest in a microphone and a headset?
Right. I was gonna say, don't you do a podcast? Like, do you have like
Yeah,
good sound equipment?
I do. But thanks for the plug. So all those,
You're going to gain
CoinOpians
2
out there.
listeners.
If you are into the 49ers or into football in general, I recommend the Niners Lounge. You can find us on Spotify, YouTube. Yeah, good times. We actually recorded our show tonight for the Super Bowl, and I gave my prediction.
Was your prediction?
What was it?
Was your prediction this?
Do you need some tea, Steven?
No, that's the sound quality of his mic.
I see.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm taking the.
I will be rooting for the Niners. So.
That's my other bone. You hopped on the bandwagon after you were on the Lions bandwagon
This guy.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, you piece of shit. You piece of shit, Steven. As soon as they lost, you go, oh, Niners. Oh, you fucking Benedict Arnold over here.
So this is
Piece of
why.
shit.
This is why you guys are wrong and stupid. Okay, I'm a Charger fan. When it comes to playoff games, I get to pick who I want to root for. I don't have to be allegiant. I don't have to be like loyal to any fan base. I'll switch when I want to switch. I vote and I root for the team that I hate the less. of.
Oh,
you know?
you're a piece of shit. You were texting me on the side the whole time,
When
like, "Well, yeah, let's go. Fuck the Niners, let's go." And then as soon as they lost, you went, "Whoa, let's go Niners!" Whoa.
Okay, this is the thing.
Fuck that. Fuck that.
I like the Lions. I like the Lions a lot, and I did want them to beat the Niners. That is all true. But I hate the Chiefs so much. And I really don't hate the Niners. Niners, I'm pretty neutral, and actually I kind of like them a little bit more than neutral. So when they play a team like the Chiefs, it's like all full pedal to the metal, go Niners. Because fuck the Chiefs, fuck Mahomes, fuck Swift, all that
I have
bullshit.
a very special treat for you to eat on Sunday, Steven. That's only for you, okay?
God, what's going to be in it?
I also hate the Chiefs.
Yeah, so they thump on the Chargers all the time. So
Yeah.
I really like to see the Niners whoop their ass.
Take them out.
I bought a shirt for the Super Bowl, a Niners shirt. So
Woo!
You actually purchased Niners
yes,
gear?
I purchased Niners gear. It's not like a very expensive deal, but it's quality. It's a shirt. I buy shirts for the Super Bowl teams because I'm not going to buy a fucking $150 jersey for one day. If someone bought it for me, I'd wear
I'm
it.
probably gonna buy two.
I took one of my old red shirts out of my closet and I was like, "Wife, can you put some sports logos on this on a cricket and slap it all together?"
Well, that's the easiest way to do it because, like, right after the Super Bowl was like figured out, I went on Amazon to see like how much a Niners shirt is, and they're like $50 for a T-shirt. I was like, "Fuck that shit!" So I go to Etsy and I type in like iron-on patch for the Niners, $6, and it's big, it's legit. So I go buy a nice black T-shirt, slap that baby
Done.
on, and it's done, and it's better than the shirt that I would have got on Amazon. So excited.
So Ryan, how do you feel about Mike coming on and our quality control, making sure that we remain the top quality content for our listeners?
Well, as you'll find out when you listen to the episode, you've been banned from emails until the end of April. 3-month ban. At that point, when you learn to use spell check and proofread, you can email again.
There is no spelling trouble.
Welcome surprise, but get better quality equipment next time you jump on our quality podcast, please.
Oh no!
And
We'll do that.
he's gonna have a full fucking sound booth next time.
Hell yeah!
I'll have a
Have
full
freaking-
recording studio in my garage.
So Mike,
Hell yeah,
when do you catch your plane to Vegas this weekend? Are you flying out Friday night or Saturday night?
I will find out. I am giving it until Saturday night at 11 p.m.
Where will you watch it if that does not work out?
What is your number?
My number is $3,000.
Nice. For ladies and gentlemen out there, that's $3,000 for one ticket to go to the Super Bowl, not including the getting to Vegas or sleeping in Vegas or partying in Vegas.
He doesn't drink. He could just turn around.
Yeah, there you go. But that is his number that he's patiently waiting for, and it has not even come close to dropping. Or what's the closest it's gotten this weekend?
And the closest it got was about 5,000, and now it's gone back up to about 6,000.
That's quite a gorge you're working with.
So
Can you pony up and get the win table?
my mistake was making it 3,000 limit. I think if I would have came out and told the wife right away a 5,000 limit, I could have probably got away with it.
What?
And I would be going to the Super
What
Bowl.
about the fact that you said, "Hey, sweetie, don't worry, I don't need to buy two because I'm not taking you. I'm just taking myself." Did that work? Help sell or anything?
That did not work at all.
What about
How much do you think a beer is at the Super Bowl?
You know, I do. Okay, so I might be able to pull off a little more expensive because we are booking our trip to Spain tomorrow.
Oh,
before you buy your
So-
ticket? Got it. That's a good sequence.
Yeah.
I
So
sacrifice one theme park day and you can go to the Super Bowl.
Is Nicole a vindictive person where, I mean, in a way that, like, if you were to spend 5 G's on the Super Bowl, she's like, "That's nice, but I'm going to go get, like, a Birkin bag."
No. She should also spend 5G.
Well, actually,
Like, that's what I'm saying. Will she also go spend
Is that a
5G?
Birkin bag?
she would actually probably use it as an excuse.
Birkin bag's probably like 10 grand, but
I am very against Botox, and she eventually wants to get Botox.
you know,
She
Botox
needs it.
is not what you think it is. I think you think Botox is like the
I know.
filler.
Yeah, I know, but I'm still just against it, and I give her a hard time about it. So
Botox just
if I was
freezes
to just
your muscle, though.
if I was to say fuck it and go spend 5,000 right now on a ticket, she would then say, "Okay, you can't say anything about this. I'm going to get Botox."
I would be okay with Botox. Damn. It's the filler stuff I'm scared of. Because Botox just freezes your muscles or paralyzes your muscles, so you can't squint, creating the wrinkles or whatever. But filler actually makes your face start to look like a balloon animal, which that's ugly. And they always are not happy.
For all the CoinOpians out there, we'd love to hear from you what you think about Mike's future $5,000 purchase for the Super Bowl ticket. In the aspect of
specifically the wives.
Yeah, specifically the wives. If your husband spent $5,000, we would love to hear your reaction. We'd love to hear what you would spend your $5,000 on, and we'd also like to learn how petty and vindictive you are, because I think that would come out well too. So feel free to email us in CoinOpCowboysPod.
Just make sure it's grammatically correct, please.
My emails are grammatically correct. Ask Angel.
I've seen the emails. You realize we've seen the emails.
The English
I have read the emails. Pleased. They are not grammatically correct.
It's because I'm typing on my phone.
Yeah.
But anyways, what would your wife say? Say the Chargers made the Super Bowl. What would your limit be to?
First of all, I wouldn't want to go to the Super Bowl. I would want to watch it with Charger fans at a bar, with a Charger bar, or with like just some of my buddies. Okay. So like for me, that's probably my desired environment. I get the appeal to go to the game too, because a lot of people like it. But it would be like a hard no, probably, at that price range. I think I could go up to like $2,000 maybe. But like I don't think since they moved out of San Diego that I would actually feel like spending that kind of money on them. They're not doing it for the hometown, you know?
Chris?
So I wouldn't. Mine wouldn't exactly match up with buying a Chargers ticket, but I will tell you something that did happen in my life. I came to the point where I wanted to get a shotgun so I could go dove, quail, and duck hunting. So I found this Benelli A2 with the camouflage coating on it for $800 at Bass Pro. So I went ahead and purchased it, and then came home and showed my wife, and she's like, "That's fantastic. I am now going to spend $800 on something." I was like, "Okay, cool. What are you going to do?" That night, she booked front row ticket to go see Brooks and Dunn in Vegas at, I think it was maybe it was Caesar's Palace. So she was legit front center. And then she also talked to her cousin and said, "Hey, let's come out too." And I was like, "Wait, but the ticket's $800. I mean, you're also booking a flight out there, and you're booking a hotel, and that's above $800. She's like, "Nope, doesn't matter. It's all collateral." So it was instant.
You've got to buy ammo and a hunting trip.
Yeah,
you know,
true.
It's girl math. It's all girl.
So there you go. So now I just know. When I'm looking at a purchase, I just know that there is a reciprocal to this, and I choose my battles and go with it.
For every reaction, there's equal and opposite.
That's right.
So everything costs double.
Yes.
Is that Bernoulli's principle?
Yeah, it's something.
So I think I also kind of shot myself in the foot this year because it was an expensive year for me. I bought a new set of golf clubs, which was
how much?
$3,000.
Woo!
$3,000.
What kind?
I bought.
The year just started though.
The TaylorMades. Yeah, it's my second year of golf, and I already spent the big bucks.
You won't replace that for 15 years.
Yeah, exactly. And I got season tickets this year to the 49ers, which is a lifetime purchase. So I think if I wouldn't have made those purchases, I could have got away with spending an ungodly amount on a Super Bowl ticket.
Very true.
You know, speaking of which, I have a bone to pick with Ryan. Ryan.
Oh.
How come you never...
No bones to pick until our guest is gone.
How come you never said that Mike was so good at golf? We went golfing a few weeks back. Man, this guy was carrying me left and right. So, Ryan, this guy, he took a few attempts at making these 30-yard putts, or 30-foot putts. So, he attempted 6 30-foot putts. How many do you think he sunk in one stroke?
Every single one of them.
4. I think it was 4 or 5 out of 6. And I remember Steven was just watching, and he was flabbergasted. There was one where Mike, like... when he went for it, he like struck the ground first and kind of drug his club and then tapped it, and boom.
It was the ugliest thing I ever seen, and he sunk a 20-foot putt.
It doesn't matter if it's ugly, if it makes it.
It was amazing.
It shouldn't have gone in. I felt it. It shouldn't have gone in. But yeah. That's what happens when you spend $3,000.
You know, so
it makes you an instant.
So Mike and I teed up, and we were a team versus. So everyone was in pairs for teams. So Mike and I were a team. So we played best ball team, and on the back 9, I think our total over was like 6 or 7. No, I think it was 7 or 8. So 7 or 8 across the back nine. That was us. Over par.
Good day.
And he did this while drinking like green tea shots. He took like some vodka shots. He took a tequila shot that he almost puked on. Dude, the guy was drinking more than anyone else. It just made his game get better.
Yeah, I paid for it that night. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Mike, you always keep the Cowboys on the straight and narrow.
I do.
You're the quality control first guest on the CoinOp Cowboys. Ladies and gentlemen, you can find Mike over at the Niners Lounge. Find him on Spotify and YouTube. Mike, thank you so much for hopping on and keeping our boys in line.
We'll see your email again in 3 months. Remember, end of April.
That's fine. I'll just hop on live every week. Quick 5 minute pop in.
Here we go.
Okay. Thanks, Mike.
Good luck in Vegas.
Well, you guys have a great show. I look forward to it. Thanks. I look forward to listening to the rest of it.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye. How dare you?
We planned this for weeks.
You're throwing this "we" word around.
It's for the views. It's for the views.
Ryan's going to bring this up at the next board meeting / retreat center.
And you're right. His audio is kind of shoddy.
Kind of?
Yeah, I didn't hear the end.
Oh, yeah. I didn't hear it either.
Yeah.
It's going to be so good. Okay. All right. Bones to pick, I guess.
Yeah, I got a bone to pick.
Oh, shit.
A big bone.
Ooh. Big enough that Steven will like it?
Yes.
Lovely.
Oh, good.
Now, as many of you know, 2 weekends ago was the greatest sporting event of the year. Something I look forward to every year. The Royal Rumble.
Oh, God.
And
I forgot about this.
not a single one of my closest friends, the Cowboys, were in attendance.
I told you why.
I'll tell you why too. But you're not gonna do it.
Now,
Actually, it's an honor to be considered one of your closest friends.
chill. Now you might think my bone is to pick with all you 3 Cowboys for not attending this fabulous event,
But it's only Steven.
but it is not. It is against one particular Cowboy,
Yep.
Christopher.
What?
Whoa.
Totally thought it was going to be Steven.
Now you see,
What do you need, Ryan?
at the Rumble, I had several Malort shots, smoothest shot I've ever had, and many other drinks. So I returned home from this Rumble pretty inebriated.
Very good.
And I came home, turned on my PlayStation, started playing a game. And our Cowboy Christopher was online, apparently. And I sent him a message. And the next day, I expressed to the Cowboys my disappointment, and Christopher messaged me on the side, and he was checking on me, which I very much appreciated. But then he mentioned, judging by your message on PSN, you seemed pretty upset.
Whoa.
And I don't remember sending you this message at all, Chris. So I have no idea what I said.
It was so cryptic.
No, what did you say?
I might be able to play it for everyone.
I have no idea what I said.
I want to hear it. Can you play it?
Maybe.
But my issue with Christopher is I keep sending him these PSN messages, and he never responds. Ever. Never respond to my PlayStation messages. It hurts my feelings.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm looking at several.
He's looking at it now. He doesn't have notifications enabled. What a fucking awesome dude.
I see.
He's a cool guy.
I see. I think I responded to 2. It looks like out of like 8. Yeah, it was on there. But you're right. I probably should respond on it. I just feel like my first thought is to type it, and typing, I feel like on a PlayStation is real painful. I should do the voice one like you did. But I think I have the voice right here. So for all the CoinOpians out there, if you want to know what Ryan's drunk message is, I think it's this one right here. Here we go.
I would love to hear it.
You could have won $1 million tonight, but you didn't because you ditched the Rumble.
Oh, that was it. I
That was it?
could have won $1 million.
Oh.
But I didn't because I didn't ditch the Rumble. So I don't get a lot of voice messages from Ryan on PlayStation, and then I got that cryptic one. I was like, he might be genuinely upset.
I don't remember sending that at all. I started playing a new game that night, and I played it for like an hour. Then I turned it on the next day, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck I did last night. I don't remember any of
Malort
it.
took him. The Malort had his way with Ryan.
So I do apologize about the Rumble, but during this golf thing that we were playing, we started off the day. Everything was fine. And about 3 holes in, I noticed when I would swing my driver, my neck was really sore. And a couple holes later, my back was really sore. And by the hole 10, my entire body was just destroyed. I said, that's so weird.
AIDS.
Is
Right.
is that because you were carrying your partner that wasn't doing very well?
No, it's because I came down with the flu.
No.
Oh,
So the rest of the weekend, I was in bed with like 103 fever, and I didn't want to say anything because I just golfed with like 8 dudes, 8 of my friends, and I was like, bro, I don't want to scare them to think that like we all gave each other hugs and stuff. And dude, I was so
shared
sore.
tequila shots.
No, I didn't drink.
Oh, that's right.
I didn't drink. But Austin was like, damn, dude, you don't look good. I'm like, dude, I feel like shit. Like, I need to get out of here. Like, I'm fucking dying. Like, I think I have COVID. I'm pretty sure I have COVID. And
You have
so,
COVID
dude,
105.
we like said goodbye. Like, and everybody's like, giving hugs and slapping each other's backs. Dude, my back was so freaking sore. Like, when you get sick and your back is like, hurts to the touch. And everybody's like, hey man, see you later, and hitting your back. I was like, oh, felt like they were hitting a sunburn. Anyways, I went home and laid in bed all weekend, and I was waiting for Ryan to give me massive shit for the Royal Rumble because I knew like for sure like I wasn't gonna make it.
Did you follow your doctor's advice and just take some Advil and walk it off?
I did.
Bitch.
Mel didn't get it. Me and Maddie had like a fever. We laid in bed all day for 2 days, and Mel was fine because she got the flu shot, and it worked.
Oh, well,
Nice.
I hope you learned your lesson.
Yeah, I refused the flu shot like 10 times. Everybody wanted to give me a flu shot. I was like, absolutely not. It doesn't work. I never get the flu. Guess what?
that's the first thing they asked me at the doctor yesterday.
Kaiser pushes
you
it
want,
like
you
they're...
want COVID or flu? And I was like, nope.
Same.
Anyway, Angel, can you spin your fucking wheel?
You want wheels, motherfucker? Let's do it.
It's been an
all right?
hour.
I like how
No,
Ryan's
50 minutes. It's just been a
Ryan's being like an ingrate over here, and he was the one spending freaking 20 minutes talking about a trip to a doctor's office and dragging the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to spin the wheel.
It's going to be Chris. It's always Chris.
First to impress, baby. And it's Chris. Here we go. No, it's not me.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a me. Your favorite cowboy.
Ryan, what did you bring for the CoinOpians tonight?
It's interesting that Steven brought up the Rougarou
What?
because your favorite cowboy is going back to his roots.
The swamp.
And we're going to talk about some fucking creepy shit. Are you guys ready for this?
Absolutely.
Christopher, are you ready?
Yeah, brother.
All right. This segment I would like to call Left in the Cold. Now this story stars a young man named Tris.
Chris or Tris?
Can you spell that?
Tris. TRSS.
TRS.
What?
Like from
No
Witcher?
vowels?
Just Tris. It's a man. Anyway.
Doesn't sound like a dude.
That's a call sign.
Anyway. See, Tris was
It's
driving.
like a PlayStation director or programmer.
Are you done? Are you done, Christopher?
Yeah, okay. All right. I wanted to get that last jab in there.
I know you're scared. You want to be able to sleep tonight, but I assure you you're not going to
I
after I
do.
tell you this story. All right. Now, Tris was driving his rented Toyota Tacoma down a cold, windy road deep in Yupik territory in the heart of Alaska. As an avid hunter, Tris always dreamed of going out into the cold wilds to hunt some caribou. Every year he'd put his name in the lottery, but suffered heartbreak after heartbreak as he didn't get pulled.
It's hard to get drawn for that.
But 2023 was his year. He was thrilled to get the email that he was selected. And even though his typical hunting crew couldn't join him, too short notice, he booked a flight for the weekend and he was ready to face that brutal November winter all alone. As he was driving down the road, he looked into his rearview mirror to see in the bed of his truck the prized caribou tied down in the bed of his truck. He did it. His proudest hunting accomplishment. Tris was on cloud 9, bumping country music as he gripped the wheel of the truck, barreling down the windy road. The truck's heater defrosting his body after hours of hanging out in the snow, waiting for that one kill. Suddenly, off in the distance, about 300 yards off the road, Tris witnessed another caribou. He slammed on his brakes and he skid to the side of the road, stared off into the distance. Chris could see the creature teasing him. All alone in his truck, without another soul in sight, Tris thought to himself, I could bag another trophy. But at that moment, He remembered the rules. Ththese rules were firm. Only one caribou per hunter.
Damn straight they are.
Upon checking in at the hunting station, it was stressed that the locals take this rule very seriously, and he better not even try to get a second one, or there will be repercussions. Trish stared, contemplating for 5 minutes. Fuck it. Trish jumped out of the driver's seat, went to the back seat, quietly loaded up his hunting gear, and hiked a few feet off the road. Laid prone on the cold, icy ground, aimed his rifle, squeezed. The sound of the rifle rumbled into the distance. Thud. Whoa! The creature cried as it died to the ground. Triss was thrilled. Another trophy. And he began the 300-yard trek to prepare his prize. But Christopher, you know what Triss found when he got to the caribou?
Poop.
He didn't put it. It wasn't all the way down yet. It took off running. He had to chase it some more.
It was gone. The caribou was gone.
Like gone. Like
What?
it took off running.
It's gone. It's just gone.
Okay.
He's certain that he killed it. But there were signs that the caribou crawled into the nearby woods. Chris thought to himself, this is impossible. I'm going to finish this. Hoisted his rifle and began to trek into the woods. Walking 10 minutes in, it got darker and darker, and soon he lost all signs of his precious caribou. Triss began to panic, and in a haste to find his trophy, he realized he left no markers throughout the woods.
Rookie.
He began to feel cold as panic sweats drenched his body. Hello, you seem lost. A childlike voice came from the woods.
What time
Who's
of the
there?
night is this?
Who's there? Triss exclaimed. Oh, I live here. People get lost all the time. Can I help you find your way? Who are you? Where are you? I'm right here. And just in front of Triss, a childlike figure appeared behind a tree, 10 feet away from him. The child was about 3 to 4 feet tall and was wearing a tribal mask with horns and red paint. Do you know how to get back to the trail? Asked Triss. I was just hunting a caribou and lost the tracks. Yes. Would you like my help? The childlike figure asked again. Yeah, if you don't mind, I'm just about 10 minutes away from my truck. Triss was trusting the child. Follow me. The child gestured to Triss to turn right and began to lead the way. How many caribou have you hunted today? Oh, this was my first chance. I was really excited. Triss lied to the child, knowing the locals were very strict. Interesting. I hope you catch one. Well, follow me. Oh, I forgot to tell you my name, so we're not strangers. My name is Urban.
Like Urban Meyer?
Oh, nice to meet you, Urban. I'm Triss. The two walked for another 5 minutes, and Urban stopped. Triss, if you keep walking straight, you'll hit the road in 3 minutes. I'll stay here and just make sure you get there safely. Oh, okay. Thanks for your help. I appreciate it. Triss began walking in the direction Urban pointed. After about 50 feet, Urban said, Hey, Triss! Remember, we're very serious about the hunting limit. Just thought you should know that. Triss stopped in his tracks, and without turning around, he said, Gotcha. And he walked another 5 feet, and suddenly he fell into a hole. He was stuck, up to his waist, trapped. I really wish you were honest, Triss. We truly mean no harm, but when you disrespect nature, a message must be sent to all visitors. Just so you know, the caribou in your car will not go to waste. My people and I will eat it, create clothes from its remains. But your body won't go to waste either. These caribou will certainly enjoy their meal. Triss looked up and was surrounded by caribou, inching closer and closer. Goodbye, Triss. Urban scurried off into the woods, and soon Triss disappeared into the herd of caribou. Now, does this teach you a lesson, Christopher?
That is oddly terrifying there. But the lesson that
Which
it
part, the
taught,
voice?
yeah, the lesson that it taught me is don't take advice from strange children in the woods. Like the moment you brought that up, there, you're like, oh, you're like in the woods by yourself. I'm assuming it's dark, and then a child with a tribal horn red paint mask shows up. That'd be a hard no for me right there. I would just be like, I wouldn't even talk to it. I would just be like, I'm out, and walk away, and that would be the end of that. But I think the real point of your story is a little thing we like to call karma. And boy, is that real. For all them poachers out there who think they can go above their bag limit, it will catch up with you. And I'd probably have no sympathy for someone like that who went after a second one and got eaten by, a bear, caribou. Getting licked or eat to death by a caribou sounds terrifying.
Ooh,
Licked to death? Jesus.
rough tongue.
Yeah.
Now, karma certainly is real, Christopher. You know these children in Alaska? They are real too. And they're not children.
The Inuits?
No, the Ircinraaq. Alaskan legends speak of these native creatures called the Ircinraaq. They're human-like creatures, and they demand that people be respectful to anyone entering their territory. They're known to live in the Yupik territory. They live in the mountains of the Yupik territory, in deep caves and holes in the land. And for visitors that are disrespectful, they lure them by making strange sounds to distract and disorient them. And once this trespasser finds that they're lost, the creatures reveal themselves and ask if they would like help. Angel, you know what happens if they say no?
They get followed and asked more. It's like the phone calls. They get a bunch of phone calls.
No, they're not annoying telemarketers. If you say no, they'll leave you alone. But if you accept their help, that is when you're in trouble, because they will lead you to a trap, such as holes in the ground like our friend Tris, or they'll ambush you with a group of them and tie you up into a tree. And once they have you trapped, they're known to throw rocks at you or poke you with sharp sticks, laughing for hours as they do so. And when they're done with their fun, they leave you there to be eaten by local wildlife, such as wolves, bears, and caribou.
Dick. Wait, so they ask, do you need help? And then you're like, yeah, actually, you know what? I'm down on my luck. I'm going to go ahead and put my ego aside, and I will accept help from another person. And they're like, haha, fuck you. And they try to fuck with you. Is that right?
That's exactly correct.
They're mischievous.
What a bunch of pricks.
They're very common to see in Alaska. Natives report seeing them all the time, in the middle of the night, during the day, looking out the window. They see them all the time. And Alaskan bush pilots, they see them all the time as they're flying over the Alaskan wilderness. And they'll report seeing animals like caribou just running very quickly. But the funny thing is, Steven, you know how they're running?
They're gliding over
They're gliding over the ground horizontal. That's not how creatures run. That's how creatures are moved by the Ircinraaq.
air cunts.
Now, some claim that these creatures are just like Alaskan leprechauns in their fairy tales. But Alaskans beg to differ and would never disrespect these natives like this in fear of what they may do. Now, I have pictures of these creatures, Christopher. Would you like to see?
I would love to see them.
Let me show you. These terrifying beasts.
God, that reminds me of an SCP.
Now, Angel, I ask that you describe what you were seeing to our listeners to instill fear in their hearts.
Hell yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the picture being shared to us at this moment, as soon as he shares it, he needs to open it. Opening.
Do you see it?
File.
Do you see it?
Explorer. No, you need to share the screen.
Here we go.
Yes, remind me. Ew, dude. They look like Jack Frost Jack Frost mixed with the Ocarina of Time fucking kid from the forest.
Ew.
You know what I mean? And who's that in the background?
That's
Is that like
one.
Jack Frost's uncle?
That's another one.
With the long-ass beard and shit?
One. There's our boy
that's
Urban.
fucking-
You see that? That's the one that killed Tris.
Yeah.
Why are they wearing those creepy-ass masks?
Let's describe the mask that you see, Angel.
The mask is pale white circular with, it appears to be a very wide smile, ear to ear, or mouth, actually, open agape with, what is that? Vertical red lines going across it, and two hollow sockets for eyes, and then there are straight razor straight, just sharp horns with white hair that appears to be thinning. It looks like a hockey mask now that you zoomed in.
Yeah, I think no. You need to do zoom inside
So
the
these are-
document, like do 200% or something.
Oh, if that's gonna work.
Yeah, right there.
Oh,
There you go. There you go. Now hold on. Are these real, or these are just fake?
No,
This is real.
That's for sure real, dude.
No, that's some bullshit,
This
dude.
is
That's
real.
no. So there's these fucking kids up in Alaska, dude, walking around like this, and people are like, "Don't accept their help." Are you fucking serious?
Okay, to stay out of their territory.
Yeah.
That's
This is
urban.
another
That's
reason
urban.
I'm never taking an Alaskan cruise,
Oh,
dude.
here's another one.
What kind of creepy bullshit is this?
Yeah, totally. If I came across these critters in the woods, there's no way I would talk or listen to them.
I'd get mad. I would try to taunt them. I'd be like, "Come here, you little shit." What do you get fucking wearing that kind of bullshit? Come here, I'll show you a real good
Where
time.
do you get off wearing that?
Now, that's the end of my story. So, what say you, Steven? Do you believe in these Alaskan creatures?
No.
No.
Wow.
What the fuck is this, Steven? What are you doing?
I'm jaded.
What are you doing?
It shows it.
So
I'm jaded.
What is this?
you know, it is kind of ironic because when I do go out hunting and you're kind of out there by yourself, it's very easy for like sounds or thoughts to get the better of you. So I feel like I've had some moments where I've kind of been out there. I'm like, ooh, it's getting kind of spooky out here, especially if it starts to get dark. And it's just something to be said about when you go out there and go hunting, you want to be genuinely familiar with the area. You'd want to be good with the directions. Like you'd be able, like understand how a compass works. What I started doing is I got a GPS, and one of the things on my GPS is when I turn it on, it starts tracking my location with a line. So as I walk, it just draws a line. So worst case scenario, if I get lost, I know how to I can walk my line back if I need to on my GPS. And that is much more comforting.
Greedy Triss was too greedy.
That's right, dude. That was
greedy,
karma,
okay.
man. He deserves that. That's just like I remember hearing those ones where it'd be the lion or a cheetah or like a white rhino in Africa, and they would go to poach it, but then they ended up getting like eaten by whatever they're trying to hunt. And I'm like, yeah, karma catching up. That's like the last white rhino. There's one, I think it's only one. There's one white rhino left on the planet, and it is guarded by like 2 or 3 army men 24 hours a day.
So why don't you believe in this one, Steven? What's your issue?
He's jaded.
Because I believe in that if anything was real, it would be on a smartphone. 2024. I haven't seen this. This is just kids wearing a mask.
Okay.
And
All right.
stories from hunters. You know how those hunters are. Always making up
was
stories
this
about how big
Look
how
at it,
big
Chris.
the elk was this big. And I missed it by just this much.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for the damn wind changing at the last second, I would have bagged myself the biggest one on record.
That's right.
Angel, how do you feel? Do you believe in these little buggers?
Yeah, I feel like people isolated like that think they're so important. Like they're fucking my shit, I'm one of these fucking mean motherfuckers. I'm going to be part of the lore. I think it's real. I don't think the hype's that big. I think it's just a big bust, but I think they're real. I mean, why not? Why not a bunch of kids walk around with fucking hockey masks and horns that they find on the fucking ground from dead antelope or where the fuck? And they put it on and fine, dude. But I don't think it's that dangerous. I mean, if they want to fuck with people, that's because they're fucking dicks. I believe it's true.
Okay.
I believe it's true.
Okay. Now, Christopher, did Trish's tale strike you to the core? Do you believe in these little buggers?
Oh yeah. I would totally believe in it. It's kind of ironic because I feel like normal people don't go hunting in Alaska. If you're someone that's going hunting in Alaska, it's a lot of times you're like a big game hunter, or mostly because you need a lot of money to go there and to hunt and to get into the the deep north or wherever you go hunting at. So I feel like when people go there, they're like, I want to bag something big. Unlike me, I'd be like, okay, it'd be cool to like get the animal, but like getting the meat would be like more of a priority or a cool part. So I could totally see the people that do fly up there for these deep hunts. Like I could see them deserving a little bit. Like they would be the ones who say, I know I got one, but I'm here and there's no one else around for miles. I'll just get the second one, call it good. And see, the thing here is you got to have, integrity. That's right. You got to have integrity when you're hunting, and you got to say, I could get this one, but I'm not going to.
I see you as having a lot of integrity when you're hunting.
It is.
Christopher.
I take that very personally. I'm like, hey man, let's just go
hunt
do
a
this.
caribou.
I would, but the effort and the finances to get up there and do it just seem like more than I would need. And now I actually don't want to go because I want to watch out for these little Ircinraaq folks.
Okay. Thank you for joining me on that tale, everybody. And that's all I got to say about that.
So is his name really Triss, or were you just trying to make a cover name for Chris?
Oh, that was cover name for Chris.
That's what I thought.
Yes.
That's what I thought. Because even when you said Triss, it just sounded like Chris every time. I even think you messed up once or twice.
That was the plan.
Very personal. Thank you.
Well, spin your fucking wheel,
right.
Angel.
Hell yeah, dude. Here we go.
Oh, here comes Triss. Oh, it's gonna be.
Oh,
no.
Angel.
That's a Steven. That's definitely a Steven. That was a Steven.
Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. Do you want to go, Stephen? Because mine's actually kind of long, and we've already ran an hour 10.
Whenever you want, man.
First audible, Stephen. Sounding like
Respect the wheel.
This is just a whole new
you
podcast.
want me to respect the wheel, dude?
We do not disrespect the wheel, or the Ircinraaq are going to come for you.
right.
We're gonna have to do your segment at some point, anyways. I think you just don't have it finished, and you want to like.
Oh,
baby.
Oh, I'll take that challenge, motherfucker. All right.
Today's word is
Today's
rain.
word is you're an idiot.
What's today's word? Let's hear it. Go. Ryan,
rain.
what do you got?
It's rain.
Rain? Idiot. What do you got, Stephen?
Today's word is refrain.
Stupid idiot. What do you got, Chris?
Audible.
No, it's not. All right. Today's word is
Think deep.
John. It's John.
John.
Have you ever heard of the? I'm going to take a something out of Ryan's book. Hopefully, you don't have this scheduled as a future
Double spooks.
feature.
Double spooks.
I know.
Oh.
Creepy as fuck.
What?
That's a wild.
Can you
episode.
spell the word John like the name?
John?
It's a
Name.
hooker term.
Gotcha.
Hell yeah, dude. But we're not talking about sex workers this day. We're talking about some paranormal bullshit. I have recently found out via Papa Meat. If you haven't checked out his YouTube channel, seriously consider it because it's hilarious.
Papa meat.
Papa Meat, dude. It's fucking good. This is SCP-2852. Are you guys familiar with SCP?
Never heard of it.
Special Containment Procedures. Actually, no, sorry. It stands for Secure, Contain, Protect. The SCP Foundation basically has a lot of files on really unexplainable occurrences like anomalies that happen in the world that they really can't be explained. And they assign them a number. This one is SCP-2852. So I'm going to go ahead and I did a bit of research into this SCP. And it sounds really stupid right now, but as I go on, I'll just read straight from the files. So, a description: the instances of SCP-2852 have the appearance of a middle-aged white male. Biologically, the cells of SCP-2852 instances are genetically identical to human. However, instances do not have any identifiable organs. Their bodies are made up of fibrous muscular tissue, with teeth and hair being made out of chitin, chemically similar to those of cicada family. So basically, they got no fucking organs. They're just people, white dudes. Okay.
NPCs.
Have you ever seen
Yeah,
Attack on
dude.
Titan anime?
I watched the first episode, and then I saw they were inside out, and I was like, I'm not about that.
There you go. Boom. Same thing though. No organs.
Oh, no way.
No organs. No organs. Just walk around.
All right, let me know, because I haven't seen it. It sounds like you have. Let me know if there's any similarities going forward. So, the eyes of SCP-2852 instances, while looking non-anomalous from a distance, are set in the sockets without any nerve connections. While they're capable of speech despite having no vocal cords or analogous organs, SCP-2852 instances do not show any grasp of language, speaking in a word salad. Have you guys ever heard of word salad?
Nope.
Kamala Harris.
Topical. Hell yeah, dude. Yes, that's actually a very good example. Another example is what schizophrenics speak is in a word salad. So, not to say that Kamala Harris is a schizophrenic. I don't want to be canceled. We're not canceled. Okay. That was our thing. All right. Despite this, all individuals at an SCP-2852 compatible event will perceive the subject as speaking intelligibly and will regard its action as normal unless briefed of its anomalous properties beforehand. So basically, the guy is speaking word salad, but if you're in the event of the SCP-2852, you think he's speaking normal. He's just like the most charismatic jackass, which is great. So individuals describe SCP-2852 as being playful with a crude sense of humor, and all individuals affected in an SCP-2852 event will refer to the subject as Cousin John or Cousin Johnny. While sentient, SCP-2852 instances do not appear sapient. So I'm going to stop saying SCP-2852. I'm just going to say Johnny. It doesn't matter. All right. So cousin, right? Yeah, Cousin Johnny instances appear at various Catholic and Anglican religious functions and are treated as being an established member of the family. Instances of Cousin Johnny are accepted regardless of family resemblance or ethnicity. The entity appears at baptism, referred to as blue level, white level, black level events, respectively. So it looks like baptisms are blue level events, weddings are white, and funerals are black. No Cousin Johnny instances has been found to appear at any other family gathering. So that's kind of good, right? It's kind of like the birth. It's not there, which is great. What else? I don't know. Birthdays. Did you say poop?
No, that was Ryan.
Oh. You're done.
So,
okay. So all attempts at tracking Cousin Johnny instances before and after an event have met with failure. The entities are able to appear at such events as though they have always been there, alternately appearing between frames when under surveillance or simply evading any attempts by operatives to keep them out of an event. All tracking devices placed on an uncle or Cousin Johnny, I keep wanting to call him uncle, instances have malfunctioned immediately with the entity evading any surveillance. So this guy can't even be caught, dude.
Are there multiple Cousin Johnnies or a single Cousin Johnny?
I think there are multiple. By the description here, because if there are so many baptisms, weddings, and funerals going on, it's got to be like, well, it's kind of like a race, you know. If they describe him as a cicada, it's probably like an insect. They populate like a lot. It's probably more than one. So each family gathering that Cousin Johnny attends results in different behaviors from the subject and different effects. Generally, the effects of Cousin Johnny appearing at a family gathering result in a more serious damage done to children, although adults are not free from its effects. It is worth noting that stopping a Cousin Johnny instance before it involves itself in the religious ritual will not stop itself from spreading, although they may be diluted. I don't care. The appearance of Cousin Johnny at an event is enough for its effect to start spreading among the family. When questioned after an event, all affected individuals report a feeling of fondness towards Cousin Johnny, regardless of its actions during an event. So he could basically be like hurting you, and you'd be like, "Oh, that's just Cousin Johnny. He's just a scoundrel. That's just him." So I'm going to go ahead and do you guys have any questions or like concerns, any comments about what I just read?
I'm so lost.
Dang, there's so much information to take in here. So there's this, the Cousin Johnny is just this figure that just goes to events. And when he's there, he like almost puts out this aura that makes it normal that he's there, even though no one knows who it is. So it's like, oh, who's this Cousin Johnny? Everyone's like, oh, like Cousin Johnny. I don't think too much. Which is kind of ironic because if someone told me like, oh, this is my Cousin Johnny, I'd be like, all right, who cares? Like, it is what it is. But what is Cousin Johnny's end game? What's his goal here?
He's an energy vampire.
Whoa. What makes you say that?
So when you're in their presence, you can understand what the Cousin Johnny is saying. But if somebody recorded the event and you were to watch it, what comes out of Cousin Johnny's mouth is just garbled nonsense.
So everybody just accepts this guy as a family member? Is that what's going on?
Yes. But a family member that nobody, he could be like straight up a black dude, not singling out any specific race, but just to the contrast, the dichotomy, black dude in like a ginger family, dude.
And you would all just be
They
like,
could
this
be
is
like,
normal.
oh, that's our cousin. Yeah.
So how would anybody ever recognize that this is not a real person? This, like, if they all believed him, and they all die or whatever happens, how would anybody know this guy exists?
Yeah. How?
That's an excellent.
How is there is because I googled it and there's so many random websites with this information and talking about sightings and what to. There's a lot of information on this guy for him being there, and everyone's just supposed to be normal about it.
Well, you know, he evades all capturing of video, cameras. He just whoever's in his vicinity is just under his spell. So what I plan to do now is actually go through each of the three colors. I mentioned before it was
like
baptism, wedding, and funeral.
Okay.
Yeah, and
colors? Those aren't colors.
Oh yeah. So blue. Did I say blue, white, and black?
Something like that.
Yeah. So blue is baptism, white is wedding, and black is a funeral. Just so you guys are aware, okay? In case if you remember this actually happening, it's very rare that anybody remembers this happening. And if you were part of the event, you would consider it to be a normal event. Nothing happened. It's just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into it with the blue. SCP-2852's effect at a blue level event are present more strongly in the children being baptized, its parents, and any godparents chosen for the occasion. During the baptismal ritual, SCP-2852 will involve itself directly in the proceedings, acting as a third godparent when traditionally there are only two, a male and a female. So basically the guy's acting like third wheel.
That would be weird if you're like, here's the grandparents, and three people walk up. You'd probably be like, oh, hey, what's going on there?
Be like, hey, guys.
But then once he gets up there, everyone's like, oh, this is cool. It's just Cousin Johnny, like three people, no big deal.
Yeah, he's just really helpful. You know, the kid can be like a lot. He's like, okay, he wants to be extra helpful. We'll let him do it. So blue level events proceed identically, despite the presence of a third godparent, until the child is submerged into the water. Now, this is where it gets weird. Immediately, the child's top layer of skin will slough off in one piece, as though molting.
Whoa.
The process does not seem to harm the child in any meaningful way. The godparents will then eat the skin between each other. Afterwards, the mass will go on as normal, and Cousin Johnny will exit along with the family. It is of note that Cousin Johnny does not appear at any of the family celebrations held after the baptism. So basically, the skin of the child like comes off, and then the godparents eat the skin.
It's so strange that I have a hard time believing if this is like real, like something real, or if it's just like a fiction book that someone wrote up and like, hey, here's this idea. But it sounds like with the detail and the information, I'm like, wow, maybe this is something that's happening.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. Well, unbeknownst to everybody else, the baptized child has a chance of dying within the next 6 months. Well above the national average, obviously. So living children exhibit multiple cluster B personality disorders. Most join anti-capitalist groups, various GOIs, or if unchecked, will engage in destructive behavior, usually manifesting in self-harm, abuse of animals, or abuse of small children. Godparents and biological parents will be rendered sterile, regardless of SCP-2852's success in becoming part of the baptismal ritual. So that basically means the person doesn't even have to be involved, and that'll happen, right? That's weird. Both groups commit unaliving within 5 years of a blue level event, normally through drowning, which I guess is symbolic, kind of, because it's like the baptism is water.
That makes sense.
Just don't know where all this data is coming from. If
it's coming from top secret data, Stephen.
Apparently, it's top secret.
I'll share my source. A lot is redacted, so I'm going to give some examples. All individuals not involved in the baptism are 500% more likely than the national average to have stillbirths. Those who are still capable of having children are far more likely to abandon them, sometimes allowing the child to die in the process. One couple affected by a blue level event in redacted city, Ohio, gave birth to triplets, which they then tore apart and hung from trees around the property.
Whoa. It definitely seems like it's going after kids is the vibe that I get.
Yeah, and then it gives another example, but I don't want to get too far into that one because that's gruesome.
It sounds like it's stealing youth.
Ooh.
It's gaining immortality by stealing youth by trying to fit into family functions.
Wants that spot.
You think that's how it stays alive?
I think so. That's my theory.
Wow. So it could be like a cycle. Well, then, okay, let's examine that in the next example. So let's go ahead. That's the end of the white, the blue event, the baptism. Basically, that happens, and then there's consequences for the family members involved in the event after the event.
No, but the family members,
which is unliving.
It's just like, hey, you schedule a baptism for your kid. You don't know if this thing's going to show up or not. But if it does, it just seems like your life is about to take a terrible turn for quite some time.
I don't think anyone has any intention for it to arrive.
It just shows up.
It just arrives. That's why I'm like, nobody come to the baptism, please.
Unlucky day.
Just there and feels right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Just another reason not to baptize your kids.
Ooh, I still need to do that. All right, let's go ahead and dive.
So they don't go to hell, Stephen. That's why.
Yeah, the Stations of the Cross. I think, is that what it is? We're Catholic.
I believe that you should let your children pick their own way. You're not forcing them into something.
One time I asked my dad if I was baptized, and he was like so offended that I even asked the question.
What was his logic like? Of course I would do that, or
It's like, yes, it's a sin to not do that.
okay.
Yeah, it is.
Walking
You get
away,
rid of
walking
original
away.
You get rid of original sin that way.
Yeah.
That's what I'm told.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's go ahead and move into the white event. So the white event, during the marriage ceremony, SCP-2852 will insert itself as a groomsman.
Oh.
Wow. And its most deleterious. Anyway, anomalous effects will only manifest after the vows. After the rings have been exchanged, Cousin Johnny will produce various implements that will allow the bridesmaid and groomsmen to pull out their teeth one by one.
Ugh.
The individuals seem to be oblivious to any pain that would normally take place during such an event, and blood loss through still unknown means does not occur. The bride and groom will be presented with the teeth and will eat them. Damage done to the bride and groom's teeth and jaw are extensive, but any blood loss that occur will not be fatal.
See, I feel like there should be like recorded evidence of that.
That's the thing. He evades it. It's like, and then anyone in the vicinity, I know, I wish there was.
This is too convenient, Angel.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Let me finish, and I will ask you.
I'm at a giant gathering with lots of people holding their phones up.
Or it's being contained by the SCP.
Who are the SCP?
So,
That's the Cousin
SCP.
Johnny critter.
who are the SCP?
Yeah, you know
the
me.
foundation. It is the foundation that secure, contain, and protect these anomalies.
Very convenient.
Very convenient.
Very
They
good.
just release all this information online, by the way. They're not very good at securing shit.
Well, it's public information. It's public.
They're supposed to secure it. They're not doing
by
their
law.
job.
By law, they're supposed to secure it, not the information. They're not allowed to let you know. But whatever the threat is, they want the public to know. It's not very well known, though. It's not in the public. Probably because the corporations are keeping them down, right? Capitalism. Anyway,
Obama.
That dude, man.
Joke's out of fashion, isn't it?
Don't look up the Kundu Hospital. Whatever you do.
Now that you've told us this story, now we're all going to get visited by this stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully not. All right. Well, let me continue the ritual. The groom will then, in place of vows, vocalize a currently unknown cicada song. Cicada.
Cicada is a bug.
It is a bug, which has been known to reach 140 decibels, rendering the bride and those on the altar deaf.
Yeah, they're pretty annoying, but they're not that loud.
Currently, no groom has been deafened by his own call. Kind of weird that he doesn't get deafened by his own call, but everyone around them just needs earplugs. But they don't know. They're just going to sit there pulling their teeth out and chewing on teeth. So, at the wedding reception, SCP-2852 will take the role of the best man and give a speech. This speech, as all vocalizations of SCP-2852, will be nonsensical with no pattern to the words used. Individuals will react to the speech with mixed emotions, some crying uncontrollably and others falling into hysterical laughter. After the speech, SCP-2852 will produce a gift for the married couple. This gift currently has always been 3.5 kilograms of human hair of various colors, 13 deceased specimen of Tiburon linnae, which is basically
Right.
cicada. So 13 deceased cicada, and 23 human teeth in a cardboard box. The DNA testing on all gifts have been inconclusive. So I guess they've done DNA testing on this.
Lots of evidence.
Yes. The bride and groom of white level event will divorce on average 2 years after their wedding, usually as the result of domestic violence. Any children produced during their marriage will have cluster B personality disorder or life-threatening disfigurements. All married individuals attending the event will find themselves unable to have children, despite a lack of detectable changes to fertility-relatable biology. Sperm counts and sperm quality remain unaffected. Ovulation also remains unchanged, and no genetic irregularities have been observed in eggs. It's kind of weird. They can't have kids, but they can't scientifically prove it. The Foundation has arranged a statistically significant number of hysterectomies for guests at white-level events. The surgeries are prescribed and administered by third-party agents in the medical industry. Exhaustive biopsies, chemical analysis, and mechanical inspections of the extracted uteri and ovaries have failed to yield any signs of abnormalities. Lastly, all children involved in a white level event will avoid romantic relationships, and 9 out of 10 commit to unaliving by the age of 18. Roughly half will pull out their teeth until blood. Okay, that's ridiculous. Until blood completely blocks their airways, and the others bite their own wrists until exsanguated, which I'm pretty sure means death. What do you think of that? Are you biting your wrist? Oh no! Oh no! He's been to a white level event. Ryan, no! Any comment on a white level event?
Sounds horrifying.
Doom.
I don't know what's going on, but it sounds terrible. And I've never heard of this happening in any event ever. So
You need to be careful, Stephen.
But in every wedding
There'll always
party,
be a
there does seem to be some person up there, and everyone's like, "Who's that person? Who knows them?"
Quite suspicious. All right. Well, let's quickly go through the black level, which is the funeral.
There's more.
The last one, gentlemen.
oh, like
Last
diamond
fucking
level,
one.
it's like a pyramid scheme of
I
demons.
told you it was going to be long. I told you, and you didn't want to go.
Well, you're
Steven.
the one who was
I don't
like,
want to hear shit.
"I want to get this done early tonight. I'm tired. Now I'm going to talk for 2 hours."
He was trying to push it along to get Mike in the thing. So
Yeah, I was. I was trying to be like, hey guys, stop talking about fucking Metal Gear Solid, and here comes Mike. Anyway, black level events are notable that any attempt to disrupt the event through any means results in the actor becoming a participant in the event. So even if you try to interrupt any of the things that happens, you're going to be involved. So don't even try it.
slut.
But am I going to remember that I was involved?
Probably not.
Yeah.
So don't even try. Currently, there exists no way to stop or end a black level event. Any attempt at barring SCP-2852 instances from the church or funeral home results in SCP-2852 simply appearing in a pew. You guys know what a pew is, right?
Yeah,
Pew, pew.
PU.
It's a chair.
Pew, yeah. So if you try to stop him from coming into the church or whatever, the funeral home, he's just going to appear.
No
in a
one's
pew.
stopping me from
Crazy.
coming.
Hell yeah, dude. The individual then will hurt themselves, normally from the wrists, but there have been instances where individuals have slit their throats. In turn, 2 by 2, each attendant will use the knife to pour... Oh, sorry. Hold on.
Show me one news article about any of this happening.
There aren't going to be any, Steven!
They avoid
There
all
aren't gonna be
evidence,
any because
Steven.
it hasn't been captured.
Forgot.
This is contained for your protection.
But you're reading from something.
I'm not. This is all from memory. My eyes are acting on their own accord. During a black level event, let me explain to you what happens in a black level event. SCP-2852 will take place of the eulogizer, even if one has not been scheduled to speak during the mass. The speech, as any vocalization by Cousin Johnny, will be nonsensical, with no patterns being found. However, as the subject speaks, the individual closest to the departed will open the casket and produce a long knife. The knives produced during a black level event are not seen before the event and disappear after the event. The individual will then hurt themselves, normally from the wrists, but there have been instances where the individuals have slit their throats. In turn, 2 by 2, each attendant will use the knife to pour their blood into the casket. Children too young to hurt themselves are helped by adults.
Whoa.
Despite many losing enough blood to result in death, no physical effect are seen in the participants. Cousin Johnny's speech eventually turns into the song of an adult male cicada. All participants will respond with the same call, despite the song of the cicada being limited to the male. Cousin Johnny will stand at the pulpit until each individual has bled themselves and then will walk to the casket and vomit a mixture of blood, wood pulp, and dead specimen of cicada. It is currently unknown how Cousin Johnny instances are able to hold the mixture within themselves due to the lack of any cavity of sufficient size in its body, because remember, it's just fibrous tissue and muscle. There's nothing inside. And that's the nice part. Let's get into the really fucked up part. Once finished, the funeral mass will go on as normal, and the casket filled with blood and Cousin Johnny's vomit will be taken to the cemetery and lowered into the earth,
The fuck?
as is normal for a Catholic or Anglican funeral service. Black level events normally will end here. So that's the end of the event,
Woo.
which is kind of weird. If a family gathering was planned to take place after the funeral, Cousin Johnny will attend, which is kind of unique, right? Because at the baptism, he wasn't there. Cousin Johnny will, once all individuals affected have come to the location, vomit a similar mixture of blood, wood pulp, and dead cicada into a bowl. This mixture will be primarily eaten by the affected children. After this has been eaten, Cousin Johnny will give another speech of nonsensical words without pattern, strip itself, and lay upon a table. The participants will then eat Cousin Johnny's flesh until there is nothing left. During this, Cousin Johnny will still vocalize, even when suffering from mortal injuries. So he's straight up just like his arm's gone. He's like, hey guys, how's it going?
So Ryan,
Yes.
the SCP Foundation, according to Wikipedia, is a fictional secret organization.
I'm not done, Steven! I'm not done! You tick fuck.
You fucking bamboozled us with these fairy tales. You disrespect me bringing you real spooky things that exist in the real world with your fictional fan fiction.
It's just a collection of fan fictions.
He's reading off Wikipedia, which is not, an acceptable source.
Whatever.
Anyone can.
You presented this as a real thing.
Do you think it's real, Steven?
No.
Well, let me finish this, and I'll get your input, okay? Because this is the most important part.
All right.
All participants of a black level event will break from their family either through unaliving, moving, or divorce. Every individual involved in an event will be rendered sterile. Domestic violence and
There's a lot of infertility with this creature.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Domestic violence and participants of black level events will usually be of cannibalistic nature, resulting in the death of 1 or 2 individuals. 6 out of 10 children involved will attempt to murder one or both of their parents before they turn 18. It is theorized that nearly a third of Catholic and Evangelical D class were involved in a black level event. D class being inmates that are set to they can use them as experiments. So that's it. Now I turn it to you, cowboys. After these gruesome descriptions of SCP-2852, clearly there have been evidence of historical events where children have murdered their parents. What is that, Amityville Horror? And then there's the events that's pretty believable at a wedding that would happen. It would be covered up and not be heard of again if the foundation was to cover it.
But a wedding is like one of the most photographed events you could ever go to
if they pay for it.
Always do.
Well, some don't. Some don't.
Oh, it only happens at those ones.
Must be. And SCP-2852 must have that information and must know.
Convenient.
So I leave it to you guys. I'm going to go in order, in the perfect order, of course. I want to hear from someone who hasn't spoken in a while. Chris, what do you think of these events?
I don't think they're real. I was kind of on the verge of like, is this like a fan fiction thing being made up? I know that when you said, I think this came from like Papa Meat on YouTube, and I remember seeing a few of his videos, and his videos were like kind of a little off. But what more makes me scratch my head is someone sat down and like thought this up and typed it up and put it out there. I kind of agree with Ryan. This has to be some of the craziest I've ever heard in my life. The fact that stuff would be operating somewhere on the planet, I feel like there's no way to keep all of it that quiet. I mean, I'm sure there's weird stuff being covered up all over the place, but that one just seems above and beyond. I don't see a way to get that would be this quiet. So yeah, I don't believe it.
Okay. Chris, thank you so much for that. Have you seen A House of 1,000 Corpses?
I think I started to, and it was too
I
scary.
thought you only watch comedies.
Yeah.
That is a comedy. I thought it was hilarious. It wasn't funny?
No.
You're sick.
Dr. Satan!
As a clown!
You are sick and twisted.
Anyway, if you haven't seen, I don't know. Anything could be silenced quickly. Anything could be covered up. Bates Motel. I mean, that's like the most generic version of it, right? That was a good movie. The original. It was really good.
Psycho?
Oh, yeah, Psycho. Sorry.
I don't know if I've ever watched Psycho. I did watch the first couple of seasons of Bates Motel, though.
It was kind of cringe. A little bit, but like you kind of if you love that like storyline, you appreciate it.
But the Air Tank Girl was pretty hot, no?
Oh yeah, dude. If you haven't had an opportunity to see it, I would. Ryan, what do you think of SCP-2852?
I think it's got a good outline of a fantastic horror miniseries. That's what I think. I would binge this on Netflix in a heartbeat.
Hell yeah. Dude.
Why the numbers?
But it's fake as
Any
shit.
Netflix
Fake
executive.
as shit.
It's fake as shit. Okay. Steven.
It makes it sound more. First of all, Chris said like, "Oh, this guy, people wrote this up, and it's horrible what they're writing." People write horror stuff all the time. I don't get it. It's not fiction, you know. Probably a interesting little universe to get into if you like horror stuff, and sometimes reading evokes more emotion. To present this as a real thing, to me, bad. If shit like this was happening all over the place, you would hear and see videos. Like, it just doesn't. I don't believe. I mean, a lot of the supernatural stuff, demons, all that stuff. I don't believe most of it, so it's really hard to convince me. I'm jaded. That's it. That's all I think about. 30 chickens, 8 cows.
28. Thank you.
Yep.
Well, sorry I couldn't convince you guys. But I'm really like...
Are you convinced?
I love this. SCP, there's so many. Honestly, a little bit. Yeah. Only because
So where'd you get your source information from?
the SCP Foundation.
That's like...
but it's a fan fiction website we discovered.
Shut the fuck up!
You can't convince somebody of God if
Angel,
you quote the Bible.
redact that. Redact.
It's like
What?
quoting the Bible to convince somebody that the God is real, right? Like circular referencing. You can't say it's real because the SCP says it is.
I didn't. Okay. Well, I have. Apparently, I didn't get enough information to or evidence to convince you, and I've actually really enjoy reading these. There's thousands of these SCPs, and I may actually make this a thing.
Cool. I'm
actually
interested to hear more of these stories. They're interesting to me. Just
Yeah, I don't know if Brian's cool with it. Me kind of encroaching on his.
That's fine with me.
fuck
baby.
Ryan.
All right. Well, let me know, listeners, in the comments or in the emails if there's a specific SCP you'd like to hear about. I've read several dozens of these, and they're quite interesting. Some I've actually believed.
How did
100%.
you get turned on to these? What pointed you in the direction of this?
Papa Meat on YouTube? Here, I'll send you the link.
Who the fuck is Papa Meat?
I'll meet your papa.
Okay, you guys didn't watch. Okay, in the fucking state of play, you guys did not watch YouTube. Ryan and Steven did not watch the goddamn Burrito and Mario because Chris asked, and you guys said, "No, I'm not watching that shit." Which, number one, fuck you, and number two, Chris, thank you for watching. It is such a good bit.
The
And
burrito was really
this
good.
one, I will like. Yeah.
Burrito in Mario?
Yeah,
Doug.
it was an amazing analogy.
It's actually really entertaining. I wouldn't give you anything you wouldn't find entertaining.
Remember that YouTube video when it like the Papa Smurf, can you eat my ass? Yeah, eat my ass, bitch. Remember that one?
For sure, that one. That was the Wild West days of the internet.
Good old days,
That was with end of the world.
pretty much.
All right, that's all I got to say about that. Thank you so much for listening. I really enjoyed that, dude. That was a lot of fun. That was like the most fun I had doing one of these. Like all the past
Dude,
ones.
you seemed so psyched talking about that.
Glad you had a good time.
Yeah, it was cool. Anyway, yeah, I think that's the end of this episode. Let's go in the perfect order of closing out, and in that, for the final words, we'll go with Steven.
Right on, guys. Don't believe everything you hear from these cowboys. I don't want you to go to bed. Just keeping one eye open. You know, you'll be okay. You're going to be all right. There's no Rougarou, Alaskan Bushmen that are covered up by the secret society of colored people or whatever Angel's talking about. Life is okay.
That is okay and racist. The only eye that matters is the brown eye, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, Chris.
All right, CoinOpians, hope you had a fantastic episode sitting with us. But I think the real thing that we want to get out of this is one, Ryan is quoting this what's going to be happening at the Super Bowl, so that's exciting to see.
That's right,
come
baby.
true.
That's right, baby.
Right.
Let's go.
That's right. And then two, just a reminder, you know, when you go out there and question stuff, you know, if you see on here, you want to read on that, go research on it. Don't just be like, I just don't agree with that. Go check it out, which is what all of us started doing when SCP popped up. And I started doing a little bit of that when you got the Inuit kids coming through. It's, you know, something to look into, look at angles, you know, keep your mind open. But with that, try and keep your mind open and relaxed enough to go to sleep tonight. I know that I will struggle. Good night, all.
Thank you, Chris. Next up, Ryan.
You're welcome, CoinOpians, for the pleasure I just gave to your ears tonight. And I'll do it again next week. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your day.
So soft.
And remember, always respect the natives. Goodbye.
Thank you, Ryan. And with that, we're out.